Well, it's one small step for man, and we hope one giant leap for antique kind here in Wapakoneta, Ohio, home of Neil Armstrong.
The antique mall's down here, yep, and this place looks like it's got some old stuff in its window too. Suddenly we were here.
Auglaize Antique Mall, I believe that's how they say it.
I believe that's the name of the county here. Dealer community, I like the sound of that. Antiques plain and fancy. That's pretty neat. There we are. Nice Morris chair though, I like the adjustable nature of these. Child size, I guess. I mean, a salesman sample would have been even smaller. Look at this, like a velocipede, but maybe from the 50s to learn how to ride the originals. That's a standard gauge. That's a nice Lionel piece though. 275, yeah. It says it's pre-war, which it is. Original stickers. Moisten the inside of glass, then apply. See, that's how it was done back then. Metal Coke bottle, 40% off of $12.50. Baccarat half off. Wow, look at this Titanic representation from the time around 1912. I have never seen this before. I've seen a lot of reverse painted pieces from about the teens, but this is before the war, and this is really something. It's lost a little bit of its ice, but so did the iceberg. Yes, there it is, full steam ahead. Part of a pair. That explains it. Wow, and there it is sinking. And some of the people getting away, and a whole bunch of other people saying, goodbye, cruel world. Antique Kentucky rifle with the nice handmade, it looks like a maple stock to me, with the discount about $700. And I love these. Just beautiful with the big blue bell. Zeno used to be in watch repair, and I think he would have been around people who would very much have been impressed by that sign. Oh, wow.
I don't recall seeing that clock before.
Oh, a banjo clock from the 60s in Coke? No, I don't remember that at all. I have never seen that. You're absolutely right. I've seen the Stroh's barrel. 125 seems about right for around here on that, but wow, Heartland Plastics made these. And they are the Roy Rogers Dale Evans set, 4 pieces with everything. My friend says he's seen these sell for a lot less than that, so you know, you have to know your piece. On the other hand, I've sold this lamp before for a pretty good profit. $14.95 they have on this. It is a scarce design. Well, this seems like a pretty decently sized store too. Way back when, in the 1800s, Duncan, that became Duncan and Miller, made panel, daisy, and button, and in the amber red color, which is a fired on gold. You can see how it overflows just a little bit on the edges there, so you want to be careful about how you wash this. But this berry bowl set is $100, and it is actually very pretty. 30% off. The watch market is down, but this one says it's an Elgin that runs for $75 minus 30%, so that actually is a pretty decent deal. Nowadays, I won't pay more than about $35 for an average pocket watch, though, unless it's really something interesting, and there are some that are still worth a lot of money. They have a nice one here with a good movement that is priced at $2. Or downstairs. Well, here I go. I did pretty well at the last store. I wouldn't mind finding a few more things here today. It all just depends on the deals. I like the color of the enamel art there. $70 is not really a bargain. Wow, there's a lot down here. Half off space 32. Well, you know I'm going to spend a minute here. Half off is always a signal to at least take a look, slow down, see anything that you can find. This is cheap because it's $2.50, but it's a single in the bone white of Francoma. Here's Weeping Gold. Half off is $12.50, so if you think you can get the price on the set, but this is broken. Matlock's Ivy. I have a friend who collects this, but he has all the starter pieces. All right, booth 32. Well, they sure have a lot of old line stuff and a lot of stuff that's just decorative, but they also have this. Unfortunately, as is Louis glass pitcher. It would only be $10. I would have bought that in a heartbeat. 1930s, but not in good condition. Here's the Fenton lime vase. $150. See, they got the memo on that. And that's not in the half off place, but this is, boy, and it should be. I don't see anything really very appealing in this section so far. I do like this, but we are not in their space anymore. It's a little odorous down here too. On the other hand, this might be fun. Electric hanging lamp. Somebody made this. Look at that pearlescent finish. I wish I knew what the price was on this. Prices are not much, but there's a chip, so forget it. Record people, yes. Connie Francis, David, my friend George Goering wrote Lipstick on Your Collar that made her famous and him as well. Now these are a reasonable deal because you could split them up. You don't have to sell them as a pair. These are Niloic and these are the green cornucopia. They're only 30 for the pair, so 15 a piece. You could probably get 30 a piece. Cigar band collections just have a cool old look. $42. Now we are in some strange underground with chunky old entrances to little rooms and very low ceilings. For a guy like me anyway. But don't lose your head. Instead, become a subscriber if you haven't, because it's free and you get to be notified of all of our future videos. In the meantime, we really do appreciate the help of our members as well. All of you who contribute a little bit extra, who are able to really help everybody to get more content and have this be a more inclusive and wide-ranging antique and vintage community, and we really thank you for your support. The old green industrial stools for $42 each out of the 50s are pretty cool. Dave's all the way down there. I don't see a whole lot in some of these little rooms, but if something jumps out, I guess we'll go in and take a look. These are kind of cute here, but they're $45 each. No, $5 each? Ah, well that's more like it. Do we know that they're vintage is the only thing. Because the pineapple's pretty great if it's only $5. Well, that's cool you found that down here. So now that it's in a good light, Aunt Pootie's tooth powder. There you go. This flame glaze in Francoma and the fact that it's an ashtray means $9.99 is now too low a price on this. It was this price for years. I need to make sure that's not a chip at the edge though. Well, it's a glaze flaw, but it's in a bad spot, so no. There's a Treasure Craft Poppy canister for $15. That's the largest of the set. I always like this McCoy set because they are planters and bookends. Because they did double duty, they got smashed a lot. That's the unfortunate part. These seem to be in really healthy condition even though they're used. And they are $120 for the pair, which is probably because we're in Ohio and people here think more of them because they came from this area. Up here, the Francoma snail vase in the woodland moss, $20. Gay Fad painted little tomato set there. Well, this part of the mall is definitely disheveled, but there's been a few bargains to find in the middle of all of this stuff. I like these tie holders, and this one's only $10. I just got pretty much the same thing with different coloration and no picture in it. Now I have an idea of at least one of the factory pictures that went in it, and I will take it. There is the California Original Bone Matador. This came out after the Treasure Craft in their very, very bright orange glaze. 100 firm on sale. Well, not cheap enough for me. There's the California Originals label. I do like the hot orange treatment, although they do look a little sunburned. Some Fenton with the green crest. Very happy color. 50% off vendor 34. I guess that's this. Wow. Yep, their shelves are emptying, so maybe a retirement. I am going to take a look. I see some things I like in here, especially these chairs, which I don't have room for. 7-Up cooler is going to be $75. It has a decent paint. It's a little dented. Boy, it's almost tempting. It does have the plug, that's a good thing, but the chain's broken. If it was just a little less, I would definitely get it. Ooh, I always like these. The Hostess set by Libby with the circus, and it's got the box, but it was $59. I don't know, that may be peak price. Yeah, I like the edging too. Yeah, that sort of scene in a scene is kind of typical of what, 1910 or so?
Yeah, probably.
That's really neat.
I'm gonna see if I can get it for $85.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I see some stuff in here. This space is half off, so I got lost. I think I'm going to try these for this price. The 53 Studebaker, wow. Such a beautiful car. Raymond Loewy was the designer. This is the reason he is my favorite industrial designer. It was considered one of the 100 most beautiful cars of the 20th century. It was so far ahead of its time. That same fender sweep would be used by the Mustang 10 years later. Well, so far I'm pretty happy. If this had the carafe, I would take it. Cute little wicker set. Blanket is a decent price. Dress form. Only $29.50 on the typewriter. Wow, that's kind of tempting. I don't have any typewriters with me. We'll take a look at the Pyrex when we can see the prices. This is split, unfortunately, and the chairs are not on sale. Pennants would be $5 each, but I don't see anything that looks particularly unusual. Santa's not on sale, but the billiard table light is. Well, I could probably buy even more, but this is a pretty good start. I like this Scotty dog bell. Oh, look at that. Half of $39. I think I have to get that too. And here's the reason I'm getting this. The dogs are a caddy. The bell has nothing to do with it. The dealer just got these together and put a price on it. No one ever bought it because it was misidentified and too much money. Now it's $19 for 2 pieces, so it's getting a bell and getting a Scotty dog caddy, and that's why it's worth $19 to me. Until the Hindenburg, it was just assumed Zeppelins would be a form of transportation. This is from about 1930, made of cast iron. 25% off the Tom's Toasted Peanut Jar makes it about, $60. The carafe set for home, just like the cafe set, I think these are really cool. I have not had luck selling them. If you can see the figure on here, she's quite lovely in her flowing gown, and she is priced at $2.95. Rare, well, pretty hard to find. I don't think they made more than a handful of these. This seems to be etched into the glass, and it's cased glass, around 1990. Well, I'm not sure where Dave got off to, so I'm going to look at the half-off booth a little bit more and see if there's anything that I missed or think I can fit in the car. I like Jungle Pete the alligator. Wow, snaps his jaws. Looks like he's got his original box. I'll bet he works. I am not seeing Jungle Pete. Automatic toy out of Staten Island, New York. Boy, if he works, I will take him at half off. Dave will be jealous because we both hang out in Florida. Looky there, he works great. This is so cool. I'm so excited. This is a great thing. I think it's a good price too. Half off $99. And at $9.50 I'll get that Minster Dairy thermometer from Minster, Ohio. Actually, it's the Warmeyer Brothers Dairy from about 1940. The one next to it is cute. Nice western scene, but more than I want to pay. Yeah, careful there. Ointment anti-gas. That almost looks like one of those, the old 1880s patent bales in a way up on top there.
It says it's World War II, but I don't know. Looks more like World War I to me.
Well, it's really cool anyway. How much is it?
$45.
Oh, wow. Halloween stuff is not on sale. Here we go. Drum bank. Ohio art. Ohio art was a little down market, but this is still cute. It's from the early 60s probably, and it's only $4 with the discount. The Sparrow Ringware set is the gloss pastel by Ray Murray, who ended up designing for Treasure Craft in Hawaii. It's a great set of 3. One of them has a huge chip, but it's only $9.50 each for the 2 good ones. Almost worth getting it and just throwing the bad one away. Unfortunately, sometimes things get thrown away when they're this hammered. This is great. St. Petersburg, Florida. This is a 70s era towel. They say 60s, but it's going to be half of 19. The colors are strong. It's not specifically St. Petersburg in any way, but it's just cheesy enough and fun that for $9.50, I think I can sell it for $19 down there. So that'll be great. These tie-dyes are not hippie. These are Victorian. You can tell by the very frail, thin strings, but if they're all there in good shape and they're not rotten, which this is not, this is only $5. Sometimes you can find them with more interesting colors, but I think these are all right. This one's got a stain on the back, but you're probably looking at the front. And the chenille bedspread with the anchor is cute, but I don't know if I could get 59. It'd have to be a little bit cheaper for me. Pretty Morgantown candle holders from the 60s, 35 for the pair is not a bad price. A lot of people don't know Morgantown, but they should because they made really neat stuff. And here's a really great orange color. Dave said there wasn't much upstairs, so in the interest of time, because I'm the one who's dawdling now, I think I need to just go through here and see what there is really quickly. Now this is very perfumey and smells very nice compared to downstairs. More around the corner. 25% off all Hummels. Someone recently said, we really wish you'd spend more time on Hummels. And you know, they deserve more time and they deserve more attention. They really are very well styled and very cute. And they are no longer part of Goebel. So all of the Goebel back stamps are now officially not being made anymore. And that makes it really easy to tell the new ones from older ones, and that is important to collectors because, especially when there already were plenty of them, the fact that there will be no more makes people feel at least like the market has hit bottom and we know what the prices are going to be going forward, and it can build from there when people again start to distinguish that there were some really interesting, scarce and obscure pieces made in the Hummel line. Once upon a time there were 3 little girls, and then the blonde ones kept leaving the show. Well, again, we found some cool stuff. These antique malls in Ohio are definitely going to help our shows, and we better go pay and get on the road. Excellent. So you got a lunch recommendation from a local. That's always a good idea.
Well, the place the Catholics told us about, that's takeout.
Oh, okay.
We want to go in and sit down.
Well, Dave is off to get us a table for lunch, and then it is on the way to Springfield. Wow, here we go. I am probably the last person on YouTube to go to Heart of Ohio Antique Center, but we're going to walk in here and see what we can see. We only have about an hour left before they close, but that's all right because I can shop a lot in an hour. I like this candy machine. It's been redone. A National Series C10, it says. The original 5 and 10 cent slot candy machine. I'll take all of those for 5 cents. Oh, that is cool. Delicious, nutritious ice cream. Made in Lincoln, I guess, Nebraska. Wow, and the Royal Bayreuth Devils, those are cool too. I like the card box especially. Strength Security Padlock Master padlock sign, that's neat. And I love the hood ornament, $3.95. Yeah, she's great. Little Abner and the Dog Patch Band. How much is that? 1,000? Yeah. They do have really neat stuff.
Yeah, this guy always has good stuff. One of the circus sponsor.
Ooh, wow. Featured item. I can see why. Oh, look at this place.
That way or we go that way?
It's so amazing.
Side too.
Yeah, wow. It's a lot nicer than I expected. This is so cool, the Electro Hoist machine. I would love to have one of these machines. The old Curiosity Shop in Seattle had these you could play with when you were a kid, and they would actually put things in that you could win. Buckingham Pottery made this car TV lamp in the 1950s. Oh, and this one's actually marked Buckingham Ceramics. Yeah, impeccable, really.
I used to sell those for like 15 minutes.
The railroad property.
Oh, that's the more new, the insect one.
Oh, dead bird. Ha! It's funny.
Some of those oil cans are pretty doggone nice.
Yeah, boy, a lot of this is 9 and 9.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the stuff that isn't is really good, like the primitive checkerboard, I think is a nice looking thing. However,
Paste.
I mean, this is a fairly common thing, and he wants $265 for it, the Havana 5, so. I like this British Seagull. I have not seen this because I'm used to American boat motors. $9.95. Trolling motor, it's small. You wouldn't expect it to be any more expensive than that, but it does have the stand. It's a cute piece, and that's usually what they're for, is display on stands. Here we go. There's some Clarice Cliff. She did her Bazaarware, which was really far out, but even in the 30s when she was doing her Art Deco designs and her landscapes that look like plein air, they're just wonderful. And the plate is $65 as is with some scratches. The bowl is $195. It's very hard to find Clarice Cliff hand-painted stuff in this country, and those aren't in great shape, but they are beautiful, except the bowl, which is in wonderful shape. Look at these fun Holt-Howard ketchup and mustards. I have not had those before. And the relish back there, that is really cool. That's a Devar. Goebel made this really great whimsical horse in the 1930s. That's an early B mark. And I just sold both the shaker set and the saccharin bowl recently. The saccharin bowl, they're a little optimistic on the price. Stork Club items of all sorts are very collectible because that was a memorable place in the jazz and big band era. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I love World's Fair stuff. That is cool. I mean, it looks like he knows what he's got, he or she, but I have a woman who's very interested in the Chicago World's Fair now who views, and I'm excited about it because I do see some really interesting things. But yeah, this person definitely has an advanced and specialized collection. And I say collection because the prices are more than I can pay to take it away from them. Rose Lane, the fish. This is an odd ceramics piece here. It says it's Red Wing. I have not seen this pattern before, and yet there's the mark. That's really fun. They did some great designs in the mid-century modern era. This is a lot of fun too. They say Tahiti cup and saucer, but these are actually, as you see here, made by Continental Kilns. It's a nice diamond die.
It's only $300 some.
Diamond dies don't sell for as much as I think they should. I think they're really beautiful. It seems like it to me, yeah. It's East Lake with the spoon carving.
I haven't seen this before. God, it's only $365.
It looks right to me. The condition's really nice. I think it's been redone, but yeah, that looks right, don't you think?
Think we can make money on this?
I wish we could. I'm not sure we can. I like the Tiffin glass and the satin, especially the barley twist with the bell. Those were done in the 1920s and early 30s, and I just think it's a really neat look. $95 for the pair on those. They also came in Vaseline glass. They're going to be about $40 more. Here is a thorn handle basket in the peach blow from about 1890, and those definitely would hurt to pick up, and you're not supposed to pick them up by the handle anyway. Burley Winter, an Ohio company I was not really very familiar with before. This is interesting because this one has the checkerboard pattern, and this one has it, but it's much fainter, and they're this mottled glaze in the lavender. 19 teens or 20s, $45 each. This is a Zanesville pottery urn. I love that blue color from the 30s. This is a very cool, fun space, actually. There's a piece of Weller.
That one?
Yeah, with the headdress there. Yep. Foxtail, it says. $195. This is a bronze of Suzanne Lenglen, and she was a tennis player at the 1920 Olympics. She was the winner. $1,800 on this. That's a wonderful piece and a really interesting tribute to an early pioneer woman in sport. Pretty but not old. This has a Dona Vietnam label, and the dealer is telling you that right out. That's a good thing to know about because they're very pretty, and they do have a style that's very much like embossed 1920s and 30s Japanese and some Chinese pottery. Beautiful carpets, and let's take a look at the Asian carpet market in an antique mall currently. This very pretty piece here is very large, different colors. Persian Kerman, and it is a room size 11 by 15. They want $2,500 for it. It's by far the largest rug in the place. On the other hand, this red piece, which is a Hamadan wool, is $285. So prices are very low on a lot of rugs right now. Persian Hamadan is an area rug for $450. They have these very nicely marked as far as where they came from and their origin. Antique Shiraz. Antique means 100 years. Semi-antique means 50 years, where Asian carpets are concerned. This nice handsome one, 5x9 at $720. Very pretty, hand knotted. Lots of work went into that, and not a huge price. This one is more sumptuous, I suppose. And for people who prefer this look, this Afghan piece in the brown is $275. So the prices are really, really inexpensive on a lot of this right now. That will not necessarily remain so for our entire lives, but right now there is a glut because of all the war and unrest in the Middle East.
The two Coke cigar bands in there. I've had those before.
Is that about the right price at $220 for
They're
both?
usually around $100 a piece.
Yeah, interesting. Worcester Salt Advertising Bank. I haven't seen that before. The elephant sitting down there for 110. Yeah, there's some fun stuff in here. This Barbini shells, it's $125. That's a fantastic piece, actually, now that I see what it is. Just really beautiful color and a great shape. Actually, a lot of these are Barbini, and that changes everything because the values on these are definitely... You have a very nice bunch of items here.
And I have 8 booths, sir, so maybe you find something.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Yeah, these are beautiful. The pink is very nice too. Yeah, there's some really good pieces here. I've had these before. They're beautiful when you have them lit. And I love the hanging resin grapes. This is really fun, but $225 is out of my league. I think these pieces, this is a nice Blanco piece here, but it needs to be cleaned and that's expensive. So I am going to be moving on as much as I love this booth. Well, here is a really fun group of cars. Some of these are original and some of them are reissues, but they are all really cool. I could have a whole parking lot of these. 1961 Pontiac Tempest, 1961 Mercury, the DeSoto Fireflight. DeSoto's quit being made in 1961. And there's an Imperial. Chrysler products had giant fins. Cute little Mercury Comet had more modest ones. Oldsmobile, they're not around anymore. The Continental Mark II is a very hard to find car now and was very expensive new. The first car that was over $10,000 production. And this is a great one, the 1959 Pontiac. Just love this stuff. The orange and clear basket here is Coquille. This is Swedish and it's from the 1960s. It's going to be priced around $150 typically. Neodymium is the chemical that makes Alexandrite glass possible. $94 on the bird. I've had that a few times. This Murano Latticino that they're referring to could very well be a Salviati piece. I'm going to look that up. It's only $48. This hardware display is fantastic. Look at all of the stamping with the various sizes of things. $4,900, but it's just beautiful. Western carved Black Forest chairs. These are nice for $550 each. Toothbrushes. Huh. Really? That's kind of fun, actually. $35 each. What do you figure they're worth? Double that?
I don't know, but they're like new.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they look like they're out of the early 50s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
That graphic.
Those.
Well, maybe. They look pretty cool. This is sold. The wonderful Haywood Wakefield desk. I wish I knew how much. It doesn't say. This signed rug is fantastic. Janklow. The geometrics, the colors, very, very much a 1970s pattern. Sort of like a fun version of Vassarelli. And look how fun this is. This looks like it's right out of about 1940. Comic maps by a really big deal. We had one like this in the movie lobby of the Roxy Theater in Bremerton, Washington. And it shows all the things there are to do in a particular area. Airplanes and boats and oranges and peaches and cotton and horses and the things that happen in certain areas, factories and dairies, and it's just really fun. Really well done. I'd like to see a price on this. I'm sure somebody recognizes exactly what this came from. And let's see if they tell us it's a linoleum floor cloth. That's interesting. Produced by Armstrong Flooring. Wow, that is even more spectacular. The B&O Railroad is up there. This was made, I guess, for kids to learn about geography. What a neat thing this is. Beautiful lamps, too. The Phoenix painted reverse lamp is one that we see shades similar to this from time to time. This one is a very nice Pearpoint sign shade with the original sockets and everything, and I love the tropical painting on the underside. 1550. It says it came from a Boston estate, but it'd be great in Florida. I keep mentioning Welsh dressers. That's when you have this open wort above open shelves, and then you might have cupboards and you can put all of your dishware and everything below. I like the figuring on this. All of the parquetry is very nice with the stars. A very handsome example from the 19th century. It says in the manner of George II, but that means after his time.
Aren't those
That's
help?
really cool.
Yeah, I don't think they're. Oh, maybe they are all there because there's a piano.
There's the piano with QRST. That's really neat. I've never seen that before. Did
Yeah,
you
me
see that
neither.
big linoleum piece that's a map of the United States that would have been in the kids' room?
No.
Oh, it's on the other side, just around the corner here. You should look at that when you go out. It's really neat too. Wow, they've got some really great stuff here.
Yeah.
I've always heard that they did, but oh, I like the Steuben gold calcite compote at $2.95. I haven't had a piece since the chop plate I had last year. And that chrome blue mirrored fishbowl, that is fantastic. $2.65. $99 might be high in this market, but this is Nicodemus. It says Nicodemus on the other side. Made in Columbus, Ohio. He was the Ohio State University ceramics professor, and he made Christmas cards every year, just like they did at Francoma. They have some serious Roseville here too. The Carnelian too, which was a color wash over the original Carnelian that didn't sell well. It sold better in these colors. You can see some of the original brownish beige colors on the inside. Price is starting at $75. I like this one with the frog in particular. Forella is the name of this pattern. This piece is quite beautiful as well, and this is Rookwood vase. It's a little damaged here, but it does have the gazelles, and that's a nice form. It's damaged on the side as well, so I wouldn't want to pay a lot for that. Well, the last time I was in the lines at Springfield, I found just the clock, not quite as groovy as this, but one of these styled for $20 and sold it immediately. So I'm hopeful that I'll be able to find something cheaper than this. Look at the huge oil Weller jar for $3.95. And this beautiful Weller piece in the pinks. This is when you're getting back into their artware phases, and I love the glazes that are so lustrous. Owens, on the other hand, made this really good matte green, and Roseville and Weller, of course, copied them, as you see on the left. The green piece was made by Ephraim Pottery. The one in the back is a very nice Weller matte Floretta with the incised decoration in the grapes. My friend Susan finally sold this olive Kuchen lamp, and so beautiful. $450. I think she got about $300 for hers. Austrian bronze is known from about 1910, and they made really detailed and well painted and well decorated pieces. They're usually a lot larger though. D stands for pennies, so 6 pence. This is an English Deco cigarette box for $2.50. These are really great. This is the open chains pattern. These are Werner Hoffman Art Deco tables. Look at the great design, $5.25 each. A little bit of restoration has gone on, but they're just so neat. Well, we had a great time at Heart of Ohio, and everywhere we went, and Dave's playing with the stuff he bought, so I'm going to leave him alone, and we will see you soon.
If you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video, and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help, and we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.